Good evening, folks. Welcome to another edition of Carolina Panthers Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram, coming at you here once again on the U to the Tube. So, I caught this article written by David Newton on ESPN.com about Matt Rhule and the Carolina Panthers, and I had to get on here just for a moment and talk about some of the things that were said by Coach Matt Rhule. So, and I'll share the link into the description box so y'all can take a look at it too. So, Coach Matt Rhule has vowed that changes will be made for the next game, which of course will be traveling on the road this Sunday to play against the New York Giants, another team that's been struggling as well. So, check this out. So, Coach Matt Rhule was saying, this is some of the things that he was saying. First off, he was saying, and I quote, "We're not going to line up and throw the ball 40 times a game and think that's going to win for us. It hasn't. So we're going to redefine who we are, and we're going to run the football, and we're going to protect our quarterback, and we're not going to turn the ball over anymore. That's the only way we're going to win." I mean, we're going to protect our quarterback, and we're not going to turn the ball over anymore. That's the only way we're going to win. Only thing I can say is thank you, Captain Obvious. I mean, I don't know, y'all. Like, it had to come to this. It had to come to the last three games, the last three losses, for him to come to the conclusion, you know what? We're going to run the football. We're not going to turn the ball over anymore, and we're gonna actually protect our quarterback. That's what we're gonna do. Like, now you've come to that conclusion. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but that's what it looks like to me, y'all. That's what it looks like to me. I mean, protecting the quarterback, not turning the ball over, should have been two of the main objectives ever since the beginning. I mean, usually when you don't do those, they tend to increase your chances of losing. Last time I checked. So, I mean, and then apparently Joe Brady will remain the play caller. So he's not going to take any play calling duties away from Joe Brady, but he promised a different look of this team on Sunday, this coming Sunday against the Giants. I mean, another thing Coach Rhule said, if you call 16, 18, 19, 24, 25 runs, you better have an elite passing game. And right now, that's not our strength. We just have not been committed enough to running it. And that's going to change, I can tell you right now. I mean, you know, it really, really would have been nice if he had done a lot of this running in the Eagles game, considering the Eagles had the ranked 31st run defense in the league. But I didn't hear any of that for that game, huh? I didn't hear any of that from Matt Rhule for that game. I guess folks must not have done a good job on the scouting report to take that into consideration. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Coach Rule also mentioned about Joe Brady. Said, me and Joe are great. We had a lot of plays on Sunday. He called runs that were killed with a pass with a safety blitz. We're just going to have to find ways of running the football in those situations. Really? Just those situations? Just, run how to better run the ball in those situations? How about better overall play calling? Just in general. How about that? How about that, Joe Brady? Just better overall play calling in general. How about that? And then the series where they had two back to back timeouts before another play can be ran. I mean, just stuff like that is already bad enough. I mean, just the disorganization. I don't get what's up with the whole waiting for the clock to run down to like 2, sometimes 1 second left before snapping the ball. Like, that's another thing I don't get. Defenses are going to pick up on that and they're going to anticipate the snap count or anticipate the snap every time. If you know the opposing offense is going to hike the ball between like 1 and 3 seconds left on the play clock, defenses are going to start picking that up and they're going to anticipate the snap and they're going to have that advantage. They're going to jump the snap and have that advantage. They may not get it at first, but the offense doesn't change that, then they're going to pick up on that. Other defenses are going to pick up on that. Also mentioned about Sam Darnold. Sam's not playing well enough, he says. Let's start there. We need to fix ourselves first. We don't need to panic. We don't need to throw the baby out the bath with the bathwater. Wow. We're 3-3 and we've got to stop turning the football over and stop the run on defense. We're going to fix that this week. I mean, this could have been fixed after the Cowboys game. Came back up as a problem in the Vikings game. I'm sorry, but the only thing I can say about this is Coach Matt Rhule, prove it. Prove it. Because right now, y'all, I can't take him seriously right now. I can't. Only thing I can say, prove it. Prove it. That's all I can really say. I know Stephon Gilmore will be coming off the PUP list, and I assume if everything goes well, I assume that he'll be practicing this week. Not sure that he'll necessarily play in the Giants game, but I would think he'll at least be good enough to practice and get back into the necessary shape so that he can play and contribute to this defense. Because we could definitely use him. Can definitely use him. I won't discredit that. We can definitely use him. I have no idea even when we would and even when we're gonna get Shaq back. I mean, I've been hearing word that he might go on IR and that his injury may be more serious than we all thought, and that's not good. Shaq, we need Shaq. We need that intensity. We need that leadership. So we're definitely hurting a little, but like I said, is it the time to panic? No, it's definitely not the time to panic. I understand this is a time for concerns, but look, we're 3-3, still got tons of football left to play. I mean, we've only played one division game against the Saints, which we've won. We still got a ginormous size number of football games left to play. You know, and it's just, I hear, occasional people here and there just talk about, 3-3, it's all over, let's tank and get a draft pick. No. Come on now. It's way too early for that. Way too early for a cowardly move like that. Come on now. Come on now. The idea of intentionally losing games, come on now. Come on now. Well, only played 6 games. It ain't over until it's deemed official. And it hasn't gotten to that point yet. So, yeah, all that. I ain't trying to hear all that. All that, it's a wrap. Might as well tank. I ain't trying to hear all that. I'm sorry. I ain't trying to hear all that. Y'all might as well miss me with that. Because I don't believe, nor will I ever support the idea of tanking. I don't care if we get 20 first round picks from it. I don't care. I will never support the idea of tanking as long as I live. Ever. But I mean, they talk about that much of Matt Rhule's emphasis on the running game, they say it has to do with protecting Sam Darnold, who's been sacked 12 times the past 3 games without Christian McCaffrey, after being taken down 3 times in the first 2 games. Had a QBR of 66, and then it got dropped to 32 ever since without Christian McCaffrey. It's a big hit. It's a big hit. But Coach Matt Rhule is highly talking about running the ball a lot more. They also mentioned that Panthers had a average number of 31 rushes in the first 3 games and only 25.6 in the past 3 games, the 3 games we've lost. I mean, yeah, we definitely could run the ball more. Which, like I said, I felt like we should have done that ever since the Eagles game, especially with their run defense. And like I said, Chuba Hubbard is starting to show that he can run. Got his first career touchdown in this Vikings game. Recently got a 100-yard rushing game. The only really his main weakness is his rock hands as far as catching. He's not really one I would go to for passes, but the dude is running the ball just fine. He's been protecting the ball, and he's been running the ball just fine. Earlier in the season, folks were already talking about him possibly being a bust. And I'm like, number one, he's a rookie. And number two, it's still early. It's still early. Am I expecting him to have Christian McCaffrey-like numbers? No. But That doesn't mean that he can't still contribute and still be, a benefactor. Like, come on. You know, had a slow start, in his earlier runs. But the dude is starting to show that, hey, you can hand him the ball, he'll get you some yards. So and then you also have to remember we're gonna have to use Chuba Hubbard quite a bit, at least up to week 9. And then, they'll have to reassess how Christian McCaffrey is week 9 to see if he can even get back out there and play. But I mean, the only thing I can say is Coach Matt Rhule's made some obvious points. Now the main thing I'm just saying is, all right, you emphasize this, you say this needs to change and such, prove it. Now, I feel like one issue that I have with this is there's not enough critical assessment of Joe Brady involved in this. And I feel like Coach Rhule is going to be ride or die with the rest of this coaching staff, including Joe Brady. And that's not necessarily a great thing. So, only thing I can say is prove it. Robbie Anderson said in his interview that he owns up and takes full responsibility for the drops and such. That he'll do better, just like how he did in 2020, went over 1,000 yards. I like Robbie Anderson, but I say the same thing to him that I say to Coach Matt Rhule. Prove it. Prove it. So, that's all I really have to say. Like I said, I'll share this article in the description box. Let me know what y'all think. What y'all think about what Coach Rhule said about wanting to change things up, to run the ball more, speaking highly of we're going to protect Sam Darnold. We're not going to turn the ball over anymore. Like, do y'all believe him? Do y'all take him seriously? Do you think this week 7 will spark the change? Does it start with the Giants? It surely needs to. Because like I said, in a couple of weeks, we're going to be playing another division game, which I believe is against the Falcons. As a matter of fact, that's after the Giants game. I mean, and then all these leading up to the Cardinals, who are still undefeated. It's going to get rough. It's going to get rough. Because Falcons and Atlanta, you know the history that Carolina has when it comes to playing in Atlanta. I mean, yeah, we might have broken the curse last season, but still, haven't won that many times lately in the past handful of seasons in Atlanta. So, that's going to be tough. But like I said, season's not over yet. Now is definitely not the time to panic. And it's definitely not the time to give up. We got too many fans out there, or so-called fans out there, already ready to call the season over. Already ready to tank the rest of the season. Just quitting. It's like, come on, y'all. Carolina Panther fans, come on now. It's already bad enough that we're seeing other teams as fans in our stadium, Bank of America Stadium, loading up more than our actual fans. That is sad, y'all. That ain't good. I saw it at the Eagles game. I'm sure others were there as well. Shoot, Big Cat of Keep Pounding TV. When he went to the Vikings game, he saw a sea of purple. No, that's not good. I mean, I understand that maybe the culture has changed. I mean, you have to think about it. When we had Cam Newton, what would happen when there were touchdowns and such? Fans would get the touchdown footballs. Cam made sure a fan got a ball, whether he scored, whether somebody else on the team scored, and folks looked forward to that. But now that he's gone and just it's like the life force of the fans has been drained. It's not good. It's not good. I've been a Panther fan since the beginning, since the debut. Shoot, I've been a Panther fan since we had to deal with lame brain Chris Winkie as quarterback. The season we went 1-15, won the first game and lost every other game. I know it's been tough, but I stick with my team. Through the good, through the bad, through the really good, and through the extremely bad. But we can't give up on the team yet. We can't. It's too early to do that. It's way too early to do that. You look at these other teams, Seattle. They haven't given up. They haven't been doing too great. They haven't given up. Look at the Chiefs. Struggled. They're still very much in it, y'all. Like, we need to stop calling it quits. We're only 3-3. We're back at 500. This is far from over. We need to stop acting like we're already defeated for good this season when the season ain't over. It ain't the time to panic. Yes, I understand the concern. I'm concerned. I'm definitely concerned. But at the same time, I expect this team, no matter what the situation is, to go out and play their best and to go out and win the football game. And regardless of who's out there, if they're out there doing that, then that's what matters to me. Unfortunately, injuries do happen. It sucks, but injuries do happen. It's the nature of the game. You know, I just I get folks' concerns. It just bothers me when just, a few things, go wrong for a certain amount of time and then folks wanna say tank, tank, tank and wanna just quit and give up on the season. And the funny thing is, I bet a lot of these people that talk tank, tank, tank probably still watch the games throughout the season, which make no sense to me. If you want the team to tank, why would you? If your expectations are for them to lose, why watch the games? You obviously folks obviously look forward to them losing. So if that's the case, why even watch the game? Why even watch the game? Already given up on the season. You already want to tank. Why watch any more games? Hmm? That makes no sense to me. Makes no sense to me. I will never understand it. I mean, y'all can try explaining it to me, but I will never understand that. That makes no sense to me. Y'all can do that until you're blue in the face. I won't ever understand that. But anyway, I've gotten off topic a little bit. Let me know what y'all think about Coach Matt Rhule's words. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Thank you for watching. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram, for this edition of Carolina Panthers Talk. Hope everybody has a blessed evening, and I will see y'all oh so very soon. Good night and peace. And as always, keep pounding.